we're going to focus over here and leave the camera alone. Alright, so we're going to begin today by warming up our brain by looking at these two fractions. So yesterday we learned about whole fractions and whole parts, or whole fraction. And we talked about how the whole is when all the parts are together in one. All the parts are shaded. So I have here the fraction 4 over 4 and 2 over 2. I think that they are equal. I want you to think about that question. Is 4 over 4 and 2 over 2 equal? Think about it. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to say yes or no and why. Remember, we're pushing ourselves to explain how do you know, and that's the third grade question. You always explain what you know. So take a second to think about it. Yes, 4 and 4 and 2 and 2 is equal, or no? Turn and share with your friend. What do you guys think?
I think it's equal because it's a two holes. It's a hole. They're all shaded, and that means it's a hole.
So what do you guys think? Do you agree or do you disagree?
I agree. I think that they're both holes.
It's fine. It's recording. Yeah, don't worry about it. And we're back in 3. We're back in 2. And 1. I love how Eileen already has her eyes here. Moss has his spoons in his bowl. Haven all the way right. Eyes are here. So who would like to explain? Yes, you agree, or no, you disagree with Miss Muniz that 404 is equal to 2 over 2. Loud and proud. Matthew, I want to hear you.
I agree because they're both holes.
They're both whole. Tell me more.
They're both holes and they're both shaded in.
Yeah, they all have all the parts shaded in. Awesome. Let's give them a shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Who would like to add more to the explanation? Nathan. Nathan? You disagree? Why do you disagree?
I disagree.
So do you say yes, 4 over 4 is equal to 2 over 2, or no, it's not equal? They went to go get iPad. They'll be back. Huh? Okay, awesome. So Nathan says, Miss Muniz, I don't agree with you. They're not equal. So over here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, and 4 parts are shaded, right? Over here I have 1, 2, 2 parts, and 2 parts are shaded. 4 over 4, 2 over 2. Is the whole piece shaded?
Yes.
Is the whole piece shaded here?
Yes.
So is it the same amount? So Nathan, does it matter how it's cut? If this is a pizza and I cut it into 4 slices, and this is another pizza and I cut it in half, is it still the same? Is it still the same? Yeah. So does it matter how I cut it? No. So is 4 over 4 equal to 2 over 2? Is this the same? Yeah. Why do you think they're the same? And Matthew said that this is a whole because all the parts are shaded. This is a whole because all the parts are shaded. Is this a whole?
Yes.
So I'm going to put here whole. Is this a whole?
Yes.
So are they the same?
Yes.
They are.
Uh-huh.
They're both equal. So they're both wholes. Awesome. Let's give Nathan a cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to put it over here. And we're going to turn our eyes over here. Check your bodies in 3. As you're here. In 2, I love that Matthew has his spoons in his bowl. 1 and 0. So today we're going to continue talking about fractions. Friends in the kitty table, our voices are too loud. Thank you very much. Yep. The camera's still going. So we're going to continue talking about fractions. Fractions, we know that is a part of a whole. Yesterday, we talked about how we can break the different types of fractions we can work with. we don't have a full shape, like a pizza or a cookie. Sometimes we have a group of items, like a bag of M&Ms or a bag of Skittles. And even though it's not one shape, one full shape, you still do fractions with sets. So today we're going to talk about how do I do fractions with sets. You will know if you are successful if you are able to tell me a fraction with the sets. Let's quickly go over what is the numerator and denominator. The numerator, the number on top. Who remembers what does the number on top tell you? Yes.
The number on top tells us how many parts are shaded in.
How many parts are shaded in? Awesome. What does the denominator tell you? Someone different. I love that Matthew's raising his hand. Only 3 friends know. This should be reviewed. We've been talking about this the past couple of days. Jade, what does the bottom number tell you? The bottom, yeah, tells you the whole. How many parts did you cut your shape into? Well, today we're not doing shapes, we're doing sets. We're doing what? So watch me how I find out the fraction of a set. So I had some apples, and yes, apples are not blue or purple, but I had some apples, and my friend was asking me, Miss Funes, I see that you have some apples here, and some of them are blue, and some of them are purple. What fraction of the apples are blue? And I said, that is a good question. Let me see what fraction of the apples are blue. So the first thing I did, I thought about the question. What is the question asking me? So I have here my apples, and I know that I'm looking for a group that is blue. So I looked at my apples, and I said, well, in total, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples. I'm going to put my 6 on the bottom. That's my total parts. And I needed to think about which ones are blue. Can you wait? Which ones are blue? How many are blue? They're all shaded in, but I'm thinking about how many are blue this time. I'm looking at the set. I'm looking at the set. I'm looking at the set. 1, 2, 3, 4 are blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fraction of the apples that are blue are 4 out of 6. Already. 4 out of 6. I know it's 4 out of 6 because when I count, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 blue apples out of 6 in total. So the fraction of apples that I have, I told my friend, is 4 out of 6. I want you to think about how did Miss Funes get to writing the fraction 4 out of 6? What did she do? Think about it. Think about it. Turn and share with your friend. So how did I figure out the fraction from the set?
Miss Rose figured out the fraction from the set because she looked at the question and she read it and
Oh, that's what I thought.
she counted how many numbers and it was 4 out of 6.
So how did I find the fraction of the set with my set of apples? First I counted all my apples, and then so I counted all my apples, and then
Counted the apples and then the question said how many blue are shaded red and you counted the apples.
yeah. Okay, and we're back in 3. We're back in 2. 1. Don't worry about it. Focusing on this. And 0. Thank you. I see that Eileen has her eyes here. Alina and Jade has their eyes over here. Lots of visible. Okay, cool. So we'd like to share out how did I figure out what fraction of apples did I have that are blue? Omar?
You
first thing I did? I counted
your apple,
so my total apples.
and then the question said how many blue are there, and then you counted the blues, and then there was 4 blues out of 6.
Okay, awesome. Let's get my cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha-cha.
Too high. Make sure that you count it right here. Okay, awesome. Cool. So the first thing that I did, just like Omar said, is I counted my total. So I counted I wrote in the denominator. I wrote on the what?
Denominator.
I know that there's 6 rows, so I wrote down my denominator because that's the total of my group. Then I know that the question said blue. So I needed to count the blue. Labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 blue, and that's my numerator. That's my what?
Numerator.
Last, I wrote out, so I'm going to write here, write out the fraction. I wrote out my fraction. What does 4 over 6 mean? I know it means 4 out of 6. What does it mean?
4 out of 6.
Awesome. We're going to try the next one together. Are you guys ready to try another step?
Yes.
If you're ready, put your hands up. Okay, I was going to say you're not ready, Ethan. If you're ready, put your hands up. Let's read the question. Ready, read.
What fraction of the kids are boys?
So the girls have the little hair and the boys have the little hair on the top. So what fraction of kids are boys? Turn and tell your friend, what is the question asking?
The question is what are boys? The question is how many are boys? The question is
In 2, in 1. Cool. Who would like to come up here and do the first step? Count the total amount of. Let's go with big fingers. Now put yours a little line to the front. Love that Omar has his eyes here. Maz has his eyes here. Turn your body so we can see you. And freeze, wait. Xavier, what is the question asking you?
How many boys are shaking in?
Okay, awesome. What is the first thing you're going to do?
I think I'm gonna do it in Carter and the boys not shaking. Count how many in total?
Count how many in total. Are we counting the apples or kids?
Kids.
Okay, go. Show us.
Wait, I'm not.
Okay, I'm going to put the line here again. Can you write how many in total in the area of the denominator for the fraction? And I love how Xavier labeled to make sure that he's counting everything. So this is actually, let me have you write your own fraction. Can you write the fractions? Can you start writing the fraction? Remember the total part is the denominator.
But I'm shaking it again.
You don't have to shade it. I'll draw the line for you, and you can write it on the bottom. How many going bottom? Where that means we're just doing the denominator. How many in total? Everyone say denominator.
Denominator.
Total part.
Total parts.
Denominator.
Denominator.
Total part.
Total parts.
Awesome. Return to the side. Xavier, you wrote 9 in the denominator. Why did you write 9 in the denominator? Denominator.
Denominator.
Total parts.
Total parts.
Denominator.
Denominator.
Total parts.
Total parts.
Awesome, and let's give them a fireworks cheer. Xavier. So who could come up here and continue the problem? And I'm going to use a green marker for the numerator. Steven? So we counted the total kids, the denominator. Now we're going to count. What are we going to count?
We're gonna count
Yes, the boys. Nathan, how do we know that we need to count the boys? Boys, yeah. I love how Nathan's going back to the question, going back to the what? Going back to the what? Macy Haven is labeling the fractions again. Labeling the boys. So I see Haven labeled, counted 4 boys. Haven, why did you write the 4 up here? There's 4 boys in the top. We're not doing the total shaded. We're just doing the total in the group. The total in the what? So how many are boys? One more. 4. Awesome. Let's give them a shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Awesome. Last step. Who can write out the fraction? So 4 out of 9 kids are boys. You can write out the fraction, and I'm going to use a black marker. Except, make sure you write it nice and big. Say nice and big.
Nice and big.
You can write it right here. Champions, I love how Sebastian and Sergio are working quietly on testing now. Thank you so much for showing me. Write it in the center. The whistling. Thank you. Nicely said, she's taking her time and writing nicely. Okay, awesome. Except, can you read what you wrote? There are awesome. And the 4, how 4 what? 4 boys out of 9 kids. Awesome. Let's give her a shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. All right, friends, make your boards appear. Once you get your paper, write your first and last.
Name.
First and last.
Name.
Take one and pass it back. Now, if he's not wasting any time, she's already writing her first and last name. Quickly go grab
We
it.
need one more.
Yes, Xavier.
We need one more.
Please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I don't come on.
You're welcome. Okay, you have 10 seconds to write your name. Once I get to 0, even if you're not done, put your pencil down. 10. 9. Adjust your body to look at the board because I'm going to project the sheet that you have. 4. 3. 2. 1. You can go.